Joining us to discuss about the successful run of the Flying Antelopes is the CEO and GM of Enugu Rangers. Amobi Ezeaku joins us this evening. Good evening to you. I would say congratulations and welcome to Game On.
Good evening. I'm happy to be here. It's a beautiful evening, and we are still basking in the euphoria of our victory.
All right, interesting one for yourself. A fairy tale run, especially for you as an administrator. You were team manager when Rangers last won the title in 2016. Now, as GM and CEO, you've also won the league. How does this make you feel?
Well, I feel so glad. I give glory to God. It's wonderful to see that the efforts have paid off, and we are champions. Talking about 2016, I remember that when we came on board, it was still a similar feeling coming from a poor run the previous season, and then trying to inspire the players, trying to let them understand that we can do this, trying to make them understand the club they play for and the badge they represent, and they need to fight for their family name. And now we are champions, and like you rightly said, as the CEO, but then I do not want to ascribe our victory to the contribution of any individual. Our victory is attributed to God and the strategic plans we laid out, and then the support from the state government. The governor of the state has really supported the club, and he is still supporting the club, not to talk about the ingenuity of the coach, Coach Fidelis Ilechukwu, and of course, the support from the fans. So I feel so glad. It's humbling. I feel so humbled to be in the annals of, this club's history, this very great club, to win the league as the team manager and then as the general manager. Collectively is for me a thing of joy, and now we have to aspire for greater challenges.
Well, Amobi, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think away from winning the title, I want to get your opinion, your angle to what happened against Enyimba. I'm sure lessons must have been learned, because now you are going to play in the CAF Champions League. So the organization should be top-notch. As a GM and CEO, can you give us an insight into what happened? Because obviously from the video we saw, the stadium was overcrowded. And I guess you know the capacity of that stadium. So what happened? Why did the management allow fans to overcrowd the stadium in such a manner that reduce the advert of that match? Everybody all over the world talked about Rangers Enyimba that day, but that little issue of the crowd problem, what lessons and what led to that?
Well, I think I would like to take this up from the positive angle. Before now, the problem has been people don't come to watch games. People don't come to watch games. And then we took it upon ourselves to push, to advertise this game. And then the 25,000 capacity stadium got full to the brim. And then we are talking of crowd control. All over the world, there are issues with respect to crowd control. But what do you do when things go wrong? You go back, you plan again, you strategize. We played again against a top team, Bendel Insurance, and you saw that everything went well, but nobody is talking about that. Lessons are to be learned from each game. The Enyimba game, a very big game. We played the Oriental Derby. I tell you, even at major international tournaments, there are hitches. But what happens is what you've learned from those hitches. Against Bendel Insurance, it was so beautiful. What did we do? Stop admission when you get to a certain capacity. Get more security, get more stewards. Again, I tell you, But for the incident in the dying moments of the game, nobody will be talking about this. But that is life for you. That is football for you. Enyimba and Rangers are one, but then when it comes to the game, emotions may rise, passion flying from left, from right, from center. But the most important thing, has the game been delivered? The answer is yes. Have we learned a lesson? The answer is yes. Or have we learned lessons? The answer is yes. And that's why we are very proactive. We corrected those deficiencies against Bendel Insurance. Almost equal number, planned to attend this game. But we had to turn some people back because once we got to the stadium capacity, we had to say, no, we are not going to admit people. And I tell you, Rangers is one club that takes the club licensing criteria very seriously. We want to do things in line with international standard practices. And who says errors don't occur? Errors occur because we are humans. And that's why when these errors arise, you must be proactive in making sure that you correct them. We are not infallible. And you could attest to the fact that what you saw against Bendel Insurance was really a delight to watch. And again, you must also see that we just recently started using stewards against Bayelsa United. No singular person stepped onto the pitch. Nobody talked about that. Against Enyimba, you saw our stewards also. But then we are stretched beyond the limit. And then against Bendel Insurance, we used over 150 stewards and everything was okay. We used the Nigerian police and we continue to talk to our people. It's a game of passion and you are playing against your neighbor, your brother. And you could see on the evening that I went round talking to the fans. At the time, you could see I was with the chairman of Enyimba, a legend, Kanu Nwankwo, just to show that this is not a do or die affair. But, sometimes you can't hold back the fans. But like I said, we move on from that incident of 9th of June, and we hope that the next Oriental Derby will be a greater delight.
All right, we hope so. Amobi, I want to look at the administrative aspect of the Nigerian Premier Football League. We've seen lots of administrators come and go, and aside the 3 points that some of them are just keen about, we've seen also you bringing something different to the Rangers family. There's more visibility. We have more awareness when it comes to Rangers International. I know there are only few administrators who look at that aspect. For you as a person coming to Rangers, what can administrators pick? Us aside just the 3 points and just coming to play the game and going back home, what can they do differently to ensure that each team contributes their quota towards the development of our league in Nigeria?
I will take it up from saying that nobody is a compendium of knowledge. We continue to learn, to grow. For us at Rangers, what we did was to first announce our strategic plan, and then there was this cult-like adherence to our strategies. The commercial development angle, the sporting excellence angle, the community social impact angle. You saw how we announced our shared sponsor, Afri Invest. You saw how we announced the Rangers Foundation. You saw how we unveiled our players. We are intentional about all of this. And I tell you, it's not just about learning from the FIFA master or from the UEFA CFM. At the time, I had to travel to Lagos to meet Godwin and Akena to see what they were doing with their VVIP section at Sporting Lagos. So I think for my fellow administrators, we should open our hearts to learning. You can learn from the fans. You can learn from a bystander. You can learn from chats in the family and from just anybody. And again, it's important for us as administrators to get closer to the fans. Because sometimes when you are in the middle of the action, you don't see everything. But when you step back and listen to people, you get to understand certain things they desire. For instance, when I returned last year, the fans needed a place where they could go to get the kits, the jerseys. And for once in the history of our club since 1970, we decided to establish a physical store and then have the online segment where people could place orders for their jerseys. Now, are we where we want to be with all of this? No. We want to continue to develop. We want to continue to improve. We want to continue to expand with respect to the things we've laid down to achieve. So in a nutshell, the advice would be set out your strategic plan, follow this strategic plan. When sometimes these strategies may fail at the initial time, go back to the strategy, try to look at it again, and then continue your implementation. Sometimes you can get the result firsthand. Some other times the result could be delayed. But once you are sure that your strategy has been well thought out, then follow it, and God's willing, it will be delivered.
All right, before we let you go, I have 2 questions for you. First of all, let's talk about you playing for Rangers. It came with the different opinions from the media, the fans. What exactly inspired it? I mean, was it you fulfilling a childhood dream? And will you be getting a medal on the last day of the season? And finally, what are your plans for Rangers International ahead of the CAF Champions League? We know that our club size in Nigeria, the best, very best and best is try and qualify to the group stages, and then whatever happens, happens. What are your plans? I mean, a lot of persons say when you want to go for something or you want to attend something, you start planning from now. So these are the questions we have before we go.
Okay, I think I'll start with the last. Earlier this morning, you could see that we had our technical and scouting briefing ahead of the CAF Champions League. We have already the template for the CAF club licensing. We already have players penciled down from around Africa that we would like to invite to beef up our team. We don't just want to go far, that's the normal semantics. We will try to go far. No, we want to win. We want to win. We just want to win. And we will do everything to win. God knows our heart. God knows that we want to make the fans happy. We want to make ourselves proud. We want to preserve the integrity of the badge of this club and the history of this club. So we are going to the CAF to compete and to win. And with respect to the second question about playing for Rangers, I tell you, it's not to fulfill any dream. If it's to fulfill dreams, I've played football all my life. I captained the University of Nigeria team. I played the West African University games. I played the Nuga games. I captained the NYSC national team. I was at the national team as an invitee. And then when I came back, in fact, at the FIFA Master, we played grade A friendlies in Leicester and in Switzerland. Then when I came back as the CEO, I started to train with the team. We played top friendly games. And when goals were not coming, I get on and I score. And one morning, Coach Fidelis Silechukwu came to the office and said, "Hey, I think you can still play." And I laughed it off initially, and I saw he was very serious. And I said, okay, but then I wouldn't be playing at home because I need to focus. I need to make sure that things are well organized. And the first game I played against Niger Tornadoes in Kaduna, we won. We went to Kano, I played, we got a draw. We went to Heartland, I played, we won. And so it's not about fulfilling dreams. Football is for everybody. Football is a game of passion. It's a game I love. It's a game I was born to play. I was born to worship this game and to continue to love this game. So as long as my body carries me and as long as the coach wishes, I will continue to play. Who knows, if he gives me 90 minutes against Gombe United, I will enjoy it so much.
All right. Will you be getting a medal?
I've been longing for.
Will you be getting a medal?
Of course, I'm a player. Of course, I'm a player. I'm licensed to play.
That.
It's logical. I will get a medal.
All right. Thank you very much, Amobi Ezeaku, for your time. Congratulations to Rangers, and we hope that you take the team further, on the continent to where we hope to see our Nigeria club side.
You are most welcome, and thank you.